Thought I'd do a little video of my garden. It's May 21st and it's been a really wet spring. I've been a little slow getting started this year, but I've got a fairly nice crop of various things going here. Pictured here, right here, are beans, which they've been in the ground for a few weeks. They're just now starting to get ready to blossom. Should have beans in another 10 days or so. Some sad looking little squash plants that have been under attack by some sort of bug. I've started spraying them and hopefully they'll come back. Here we have Swiss chard that is actually left over from last year. It survived the winter and is still going strong. I wonder how long it'll last. I also have a bunch of peppers, various kinds of pepper plants that are still pretty small, but are actually starting to produce. And this one down here on the end actually has a pepper on it. It looks pretty nice, still small. For my tomatoes, I have a whole bed devoted to nothing but tomatoes. I saw an ad on Craigslist for free bamboo last summer, and I harvested all these bamboo poles and let them cure over the winter in my shed. And I'm basically training the tomatoes up the bamboo poles. And the idea is just as they grow to tie them on and let the bamboos serve as support, and also kind of keep them trimmed so they don't get real bushy. It's May 21st and they already have some fairly nice little green tomatoes that we hope will be ready to pick here in just a few weeks. Certainly by the middle of June, I would think. I hope. I have an assortment. I have some big boy. This is like Sweet 100, purple Cherokee purple, and some other varieties in here. All of it's doing fairly well. There are a couple of the plants that are really small. I want to say those are the Cherokee purple that really haven't taken off yet. Here we have the bed of potatoes, really going gangbusters. I suspect there's one of them here that is just starting to yellow and die. They've been in the ground since early February, I guess, and I suspect by the next 2 or 3 weeks the plants will start to die and I'll have potatoes. More of my bamboo that I harvested, I made this trellis. We have green beans growing. The idea is that the green beans are supposed to be very vigorous climbers and climb up these poles and make a wall and I'll be harvesting beans for several weeks, or well into summer. Here we have some really baby cucumbers that are supposed to be a vigorous vining cucumber, and I made a teepee, and I'm hoping I haven't ever tried this before, but it would be nice if I could actually somehow fill this teepee with cucumber vines that would be producing cucumbers. Squash plants, and also a couple of eggplants. Again, this squash plant was attacked by something. I've sprayed it, but the other ones are really doing well. This has just been going gangbusters. It's produced already a huge number of yellow squash, and it's got a bunch of them on there. Really been very productive. We have sugar snap peas that are getting close to being ready to harvest. There are some actually we could probably harvest today, and there are blossoms all over the plants. So these will be going for the next few weeks. Probably 2 or 3 weeks. We'll be harvesting snow peas or sugar snap peas pretty much every day. In this bed I have arugula, Russian kale, beet greens, bok choy, pak choy. Those are like baby greens, and then another one called a Holland green that is kind of a cross between I don't know, cross between what, but anyway, it's kind of a bitter green, but it's not bad, and it's very, very productive. My onions are looking kind of sad right now, but that's a good thing. These are getting ready to harvest. We have some really pretty nice onions popping up out of the ground, red and yellow and white, just an assortment all in through here that are close to being ready to harvest. When they start falling over like this and losing their color, that means they're getting ready. We've got our herb here, more Swiss chard, another tomato plant that is a bush tomato, and it's already got some pretty nice looking tomatoes on it. A couple more bok choys that are way past due that we should harvest those. This one's kind of eaten up. Another stand of Swiss chard. I planted this just a few weeks ago, really coming on strong. There's our basil plant that I bought at the store. It was a living herb, and I planted it in a pot, I guess in December, maybe November, December, and have kept it alive and eventually transplanted it out into the garden. Also, one last thing that we have growing here, we have a lake growing here from all the water that's been coming in. These are called dock or sorrel. It's an interesting plant. It's a perennial that will reseed and repopulate. Has a very strange lemony flavor. First time I've ever grown it, but it seems to be doing okay. It got off to a very slow start. Got a little grass trying to grow into my bed. But an interesting flavor, very lemony. We'll see how that goes. So that's kind of an update on my garden for this year.